Let's go to business news now. Our business editor, Giles Beckford, joins us live from Wellington. Hi, Giles. Boy, it's company earnings season, isn't it?
It is indeed. Evening to you, John. Yes, we had another flurry of them again today. Probably the standout was Ebos. Now, that's E-B-O-S. It's one of those companies that you've probably never heard of, and then when I tell you what they do, you go, oh, it's them. And in this case, they own the Animates pet centres and the vets shops. They own the Red Seal health food company and the products that they sell. They have a wholesale pharmaceutical business in New Zealand and Australia, and they own also retail pharmacies in Australia. So they're a company that in the jargon they call them vertically integrated. They like to get businesses at the wholesale level or products at the wholesale level, and then they put them through their own retail outlets. Now the thing about Ebos is that it's been on a big expansion trail over the past 4 or 5 years. It's got a real knack of finding businesses that fit. It has a knack of putting these businesses into the group, making sure that the connections are all there, and then it gets excellent growth out of them and good earnings. And if you're a shareholder in them or your Kiwi saver has them in the portfolio, you'll be laughing. They've had double-digit growth for the past 3 or 4 years. They increased their dividend by a third this year to more than 50 cents for the full year payout. And on that basis, you have to say that they are a real winner. And they've got a couple of acquisitions in the pipeline, which they're working on as well. So we can expect more good things from them. The thing I like about the company, apart from that it just gets on and does it, is that they're not flashy. There's no big corporate gigs. There's no big presentations to try and sell themselves. They're not hogging headlines. They just get on and do it, in a good Kiwi way. And that's one of the reasons why they're very successful, I think.
Yeah, boy, I hadn't heard of them. Anyone else, Giles?
Well, Heloise Holdings. Now, those of you who are old enough will remember that the old Heloise was in fact connected to the meat trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no longer. They morphed themselves during the 80s and 90s into an investment company. They own auto repair shops and auto part retailers, and they go out there and they fix oil rigs and oil wells in the Middle East. And they've got shoe shops. I mean, whoever bought the shoe shops for them must have had a really Melda Marcos moment, because they just don't fit with anything else in the group. They've been money losers. They've been trying to get rid of them for ages. We thought they were going to make an announcement today. They said to us that they probably were. There's a plan on the block, so keep an eye on your Hannah's shoe shop, or the number one shoes is the other one that they've got. There might be a few bargains coming your way pretty soon.
Some Fonterra reaction today on the markets after their payout was lifted, Giles.
Indeed, it's a psychological thing really, because the money won't be assuming that of course the payout forecast is sustained, and there's a lot of auctions to go and a lot of product to be sold between now and the end of the season. Assuming it's sustained, then it will bring a lot of farmers up towards the break-even point. It's about $1 billion, close to $1 billion being pumped into the economy. So that, of course, lifted the currency. It's one of those double-edged swords. The better that they do, of course, then the US dollar, then the New Zealand against the US dollar goes up, as it did today, around 73.2. That just takes the edge off, of course, the export earnings, but not too bad. We're just under 96 Australian cents as well. And the share market, I can tell you, had a more modest rise today. 15 points it was, and it's at 7427. And it's worth bearing in mind the share market is up 17% so far this year. And who would have thought that after the kicking that it got at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, quite remarkable. Giles Beckford, our business editor. Thanks, Giles.